Welcome to CrossTalk, where we talk all things Holy Cross. My name is Danielle Wiegandt. I'm the president of Holy Cross and proud 1995 alumni of Holy Cross, and we are here to welcome you to our third episode of CrossTalk. Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at El Nepal in Shively. Thanks, El Nepal. Today, I'm joined by two guests, our first podcast that has two guests. I have Principal Jen Barz, who's here, and thanks, Jen, for being with us today.
Thanks. I'm happy to be here.
And we also have our academic counselor, Mr. Kendall Hammerstrom, who's also a Holy Cross graduate. Kendall, thanks for being here.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
All right. So as you see, also, we have on different university regalia. And it's because that is the topic of our Crosstalk episode today. We're going to talk about what our current seniors are doing to prepare for their next step beyond Holy Cross. But before we get into the episode, as you know, if you follow the podcast, we like to play a game first. And they are very excited about this game. I'm excited about this game, too. How about you?
Very nervous about this game.
I'm pretty competitive. So.
Okay. Well, you kind of work together, so it's not too competitive. But our game today is going to be the $100,000 pyramid. You may have seen that game show before. They work together as a partner. They have 30 seconds. So one partner has 30 seconds and trying to get 7 words to get their partner to say these 7 words on cards, okay? There are 4 categories. I'm going to let you guys choose what category that you would like to pick. Here's your 4 categories. Category 1, no time like the present. Category 2, they've got us surrounded. Category 3, I'll be back. And category 4, who's making all that noise? So we're going to let Kendall choose the first category. Kendall, what would you like to choose?
Let's go with who's making all that noise.
Okay, who's making all that noise? This category is things around the house that can make an annoying noise. Okay, so all of these words are going to be things around the house that make an annoying noise. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to hand these over to Kendall, and you've got 30 seconds to try to get Miss Barz to say as many of these words as possible. Ready? Go.
Goes off if there's a
alarm clock.
Okay, yeah. Summer,
Smoke
super
alarm.
important. You need it. If not, we're miserable here.
Air conditioner.
Perfect. It's always good to have these exchanged baked goods as soon as you moved into your
Cookies.
not the goods itself, but someone else would give you these when you move into your new house.
A door prize.
People next to you in your home.
Housewarming gift.
The actual people next to you in your blank hood.
Neighborhood.
There we go. Okay. Leaky. You need it to, wash the dishes. Leaky blank is horrible. It's very annoying.
Water.
No, the actual thing that comes out of that.
The spray. Spray faucet.
Faucet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Need this in tandem to make sure your clothes are what they need to be. Washer and
dryer.
Perfect. Okay. One I don't have because I am single and
Oven?
alone.
A microwave.
No. You need a partner.
Coffee pot.
A married partner in order to have one of these.
Time. But good job. That was a good first little round there. Okay, Miss Barz, so you've got no time like the present, they've got us surrounded, or I'll be back.
No time like the present.
Ooh, okay. This category is things associated with the 21st century. I mean, you should be able to get this.
I'm pretty old though. So.
Yeah. Okay, you ready, Miss Barz?
Yep.
All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Go.
Okay, this is a streaming system that's very popular, one of the
Netflix.
first ones. We had to go through this, known as a pandemic.
COVID. Okay.
This is a app that you can use to cheat.
Photomath? No.
For writing papers. We don't want students to use this.
OpenAI,
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Okay, and just things we use on the computer in general are known as...
Time. Good job.
I had way more than 30 seconds on mine.
You had like a minute and 30 seconds. Okay.
Nice job, Principal Barz.
Good job. I love it. All right. Next category. What would you like? I'll be back or things... No, they've got us surrounded.
Yeah, let's go with they've got us surrounded.
Okay. Ms.
I don't want
Barz,
to answer those.
These are words where U and S are consecutive. So the US will be in every word.
English. This
like,
is you,
like
Principal Barz.
us, U.S.
U.S.
Okay.
Yes.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Okay, ready?
I'm glad these are not math questions because that'd be. I got you though.
And go.
The opposite of pull.
Push.
Perfect. Elephant.
Ears. Trunk.
Not the
Jaws.
trunk, but the
trunks. Tusk.
So
Tusk.
okay, yeah. The 8th month of the year.
8th month of the year. August.
August, perfect. Shirt for a woman. Nice shirt for a woman.
Blouse.
Okay, perfect. Red fish, blue fish, one fish, two
fish, three fish. Seuss.
Time.
Seuss.
Oh,
Okay,
we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
All right, the last category, I'll be back, is things you think are gone, but just keep coming back.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Things you think are gone, but just keep coming back. All right.
Okay.
Go.
You try to get rid of these with water.
Do it.
Cough. Okay.
No. Like
Hiccups.
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Oh my gosh. You move into a new apartment and you open the cabinet and there's these bugs.
Gnats? No.
They're really big.
Roaches?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you
you're good. That's okay.
Okay.
You got it.
You have grass and flowers, and these things are annoying, and they grow in them.
Weeds. Okay,
Yes.
I don't know. Okay. Was that 30?
We
it was 30.
are we doing one more?
We got one more.
one more.
We got one more.
This is like all over your house because you don't ever clean.
Dust bunnies.
Yes.
Or hair in my case.
Yes.
For my desk. Okay.
Yes.
All right. That was really good. I'm very proud of you all.
Good job, team. Good
Yeah,
job.
that was
Yeah.
awesome. All right. Well, I will say this. If you ever go on the game show, probably need to practice a little bit. But for the first time, I think it was good. So thanks for being good sports. All right. So our episode today is all about what are we doing right now? You know, it's November and we're thinking about Thanksgiving and Christmas and the end of the semester. But one of the things that we're doing right now with our seniors is getting them to think about what's next and making sure they have a plan. So we just finished what we call Kentucky Goes to College Week at Holy Cross. So Principal Barz, why don't you tell us a little bit about what is Kentucky Goes to College Week and kind of what is that all about? If somebody hears we're doing Kentucky Goes to College, what does that mean?
So that is a statewide campaign that several schools across the state will participate in. And the goal of the program is to get students, seniors, interested in college and looking at colleges from not just within the state, but any colleges they may feel or have an interest in. Mm-hmm. So the goal is to get students to apply. And that's really the biggest hurdle in getting kids to start thinking about college.
Yeah. What do you see as like, you know, hurdles to kids applying? What tends to be kind of the biggest hurdle that we try to help kids with?
I think here at Holy Cross, we're helping them match what they're looking for in a college to their own personal interest and success. So we want students to think about, you know, do you want to go to a big school? Do you want to go to a small school? Do you want to, what kind of experience do you want to have? And so the Kentucky Goes to College Week is a great opportunity for us to really connect with the individuals and help them determine what's going to be the best fit for them.
Good. So really, you know, our efforts are to kind of get them to think about the categories that they look for in the categories of the colleges and universities. Okay, great. So here at Holy Cross, we had a lot of success last week with Kentucky Goes to College Week and a lot of efforts. You know, one of the things we did all last week is wear a lot of our faculty and staff all week long wore shirts of institutions that they attended, whether it was their graduate school or their undergraduate. So that kind of sparks a little conversation with kids. You know, I know when I wore this to class, my like half of my students said, "Is that where you went to school?" And so it just opens a conversation. So we had lots of successes. So Kendall, tell us a little bit about how did we do? What were our goals? How did we meet or exceed them or fall short of them? And then, you know, just a little bit about what kind of surprised you in our Kentucky Goes to College Week last week.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, our goal as a school is to get every senior to apply by the end of the week. And so Friday afternoon, we had our last senior apply. So that was great. So we got 100% participation. I think in terms of what surprised me, Friday afternoon we hit our 200th application for the school year already, and it's already more applications than we filled out all of last year as well. So I think the enthusiasm was contagious with the kids. Putting up the college wall was a lot of fun. Trying to find all those logos in some good quality was a tough challenge, but I appreciated it. But I think showcasing that to the students, and then they kind of hold each other accountable too of, if they've mentioned it to their friend follows up and says, "Oh, I thought you were going to apply there. I did. I'll show you how to do it." So I think they had a really great attitude this week. I'm pretty fortunate that I get to have about half of the seniors in class. So we kind of modeled our lessons this week kind of around what those next steps are going to look like. Kind of made a plan with a checklist, and they had to go through and kind of write out a timeline of when they needed to hit these checkpoints. And I told them the assignment really wasn't for me. It's more for them, and they don't, necessarily think about writing all those things out and checking the boxes off in terms of when they want to meet these timeline expectations. But that was awesome to see. And it's great to see the kids in, their college gear. And I think they're kind of proud of the fact that they're looking towards their next step. Some of them aren't sure just yet, but it's all about the opportunities that are opened up for you this week, and not to close any doors just yet, and keep all your options open as we look into what we want to do next. I know a lot of times the seniors, as a part of the internship program, they kind of figure out what they want to do early on. But even those students were great sports this week and applied to multiple schools, and we sent out the free list to see, what schools the application was free to. And they just had a lot of fun with it. So it was nice to see.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I love about this is it creates a little bit of sense of urgency. A lot of times, over the years, and you've seen this also, Ms. Barz, is that, kids who just, it seems so far away still for them. And so they put it off. And this kind of puts kind of a timeline to it. Like, if you want to participate in this program, our seniors get to wear the shirts of the places that they've applied. And so they want to be a part of that. It kind of just gives them a sense of urgency. But 200 applications is amazing. That's awesome. I think that's so cool. One of the things that has changed in the world of the college search process and post-secondary planning process is technology. And one of the tools that we have at Holy Cross is called SCOIR, SCOIR, SCOIR. And so Ms. Barz, tell us a little bit about what is SCOIR and how are our seniors using it?
SCOIR is basically a warehouse for the college application process. So students receive an account, and they're able to log into their account, and they can research different colleges based off of their interest. So going back again to, do I want to go to a rural college or a suburban college? Do I want to attend a small university based on number of students, or do I want to strictly narrow my search down to any college that offers an engineering program? So it's a really wonderful database where they can manage the whole process, and they can begin using it as early as freshmen. So they can start kind of navigating and picking out shopping for a college. They can also build a personal resume to help with the college application process. And then once they create a list of colleges that they're interested in, they can go right into the college website, right from that particular dashboard, and begin doing virtual tours of the schools. So it's really, back in my day, I remember buying the big, 500 colleges and having to go through, all the books and everything. But this makes it interesting, and it also makes it available. And, you were talking earlier about holding kids accountable. This particular technology makes everything simple and manageable, and it also gives them ownership into the process. The other part is that parents can be involved with the process too. And so as we've reached this point in the year, now that they've applied, we can assist with some of those application pieces and watch how they get accepted, so they can manage the acceptance piece. they can let us know what kinds of scholarships they've received. And then at the end of the process, we can see how many schools our students are attending, and we can keep data related to that. So that's important to us as a school. We want to be able to share that with our future students. And we've always got a pack of students moving on to college. So we're always able to kind of warehouse that experience for them from year to year.
Yeah. I think that tool has really helped all of us. It's helped the kids, it's helped the parents, it's helped the academic counselor, it's helped us as our advisors to kind of, everything is on one dashboard, and so we can see exactly where they are in the process.
It's fast too. It's getting students into college is a daunting, ordeal, and all the information is right at your fingertips, and it's current and it's up to date, and so that's what makes it really a nice piece of technology to have. So I'm glad we have it.
Yeah, and it's something that we really offer to all of our students as a support. So as academic counselor, Kendall, tell us a little bit about what are some other ways that Holy Cross is assisting seniors right now with post-secondary planning.
So I mentioned a little bit earlier as a part of that internship program, but we have a lot of students that go into skilled trade, go into the armed services, go directly into the workforce, and we really want to encourage them to do that. It's all about finding what you're passionate about. Our biggest thing is, do you have a plan? And how can we help you create that plan? It really bothers us at Holy Cross if we have a student that, we can't assist them or help them get into a certain plan or something long-term. So it's really helped to build off of the internship program. They get a little taste of what they might be interested in. And like I said, there's some kids that are they're already a little too eager to get out into the world and the workforce. But in terms of SCORE, it's fantastic. It's clear, it's transparent. If the document is missing, it shows all parties involved what's missing, helps to hold me accountable as well in terms of making sure that all those things are up to date. So it has been a super great feature for us. And we really just want to make sure that the kids get where they want to go. They're informed. They have the information that they need. It's never a good feeling when you have somebody that doesn't feel like they're up to date on all their options. And it's just keeping those open and making sure they have everything they need to make the best decision for them moving forward.
Mm-hmm. And I know the other, just recently, assistance that we've been given to parents. You led a senior parent meeting last week looking at what is the FAFSA, and the FAFSA can be a very complicated process for many parents, especially if it's their first child and they don't really know what to do. So you had a great informational session with them about the FAFSA with the KIA representative. A lot of people don't understand KEYS money. Mm-hmm. What is KEYS money? What does it go toward? A lot of people don't realize that it's not just used for college. So if students are going into an apprenticeship program for skilled trade, you can use KEYS money for other things. So you do a great job of making sure parents are aware of that. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it is just, we do have a lot of first-generation college students. So these are kids who are with us right now as seniors whose parents didn't go through this, and so they really rely on us heavily to navigate this process, and we definitely want to do that with them. So, but I think lots of assistance is something that we're proud of. Another thing that helps getting all of our students ready for the next level is how can they get credits in high school for college. Statistically, kids who graduate from college, graduate from high school already with college credits tend to go to college and graduate from college because they can be a little bit further ahead. So tell us a little bit about the dual credit program here at Holy Cross, and what is dual credit?
Well, dual credit is offered at the high school level to be strictly just that. It's like a school within a school. So students are able to attend college courses, so they're able to take the rigor of a college course within the familiarity and comfort level of the high school. So here at Holy Cross, we have a number of students taking advantage of this, and I think it's been a great advantage to them. We have several teachers who work with area colleges to offer these dual credit courses. Campbellsville is one of the schools we partner with. Western Kentucky University is another school, and in the past we've done collaborations with Eastern, I believe, and then again this year we're working with JCTC as well. And so, these students are taking, your general ed classes, and so any student who earns credit, they're going to be able to take that credit with them when they move on to college. And so it's a great opportunity for the student to not only take those courses with them, those hours with them, but it helps the parents too. Mm-hmm. They can finish school a little bit faster, or maybe have a better understanding of what college courses are going to be like.
Yeah, sure. Well, and I think, going back to the Kia conversation, a lot of people aren't aware, and we take full advantage of this, that every student in Kentucky is eligible for 6 hours of college credit while they're in high school for free. Mm-hmm. And so every student at Holy Cross has the opportunity to take at minimum 12 hours of college credit. They're eligible for that, and it's free. Those college hours are free, which is a huge advantage. You think about a first semester of college under your belt. That's the goal for every one of our students. So talk a little bit about, Kendall, what does it look like at Holy Cross? How many kids are graduating with college credit? How is that compared to kind of national or state averages?
Yeah, so it's one of our aspirational goals from board of directors to have the ability for all of our students to have dual credit as juniors and seniors. They are afforded 6 hours of tuition-free dual credit as a junior and 6 hours as a senior. So we have some students that are, graduating with up to 30 hours if they choose to opt into some other dual credit courses that we offer. Again, the biggest advantage is just financial. If even one credit hour through dual credit is about a fifth of the cost at a state school. So getting up to 30 dual credit hours, you're finishing a year of college for, a fifth of the cost, which is huge for our community and our students. I think it's just really important that they get a taste of what that looks like. And even the students that are looking to go into skilled trade or armed services or whatever, it's a way for them to get some of those gen ed courses out of the way. I think there's a misconception going into a skilled trade that you're not going to still be in school. There's still a lot of educational components to that. A lot of them partner with JCTC anyways, and so there's a way for our students to kind of get ahead of that. And it really just affords them the opportunity to learn at a rigorous level. And I think I enjoy it the most just because it kind of shows them that they can do it. I think college can be something that students, until you're in it, you kind of think it's this beast that you can't, tackle. And it's really something when you put your mind to it and get some organizational skills, and our teachers do a great job of helping the students go on that path. So some of our teachers will teach those as like an in-person course, and some of them are a little bit online led. But even the ones that are online, the teacher is in there, they're proctoring, they're guiding each student through the assignment, making sure things are turned in on time. And that's really the biggest challenge of college, is just making sure that you are organized and get your work in, and kind of, making sure that you're on top of your game at all times.
Yeah. I mean, time management is such an important piece to college, and getting a little taste of that in high school and kind of the rigor of a college course is a huge advantage for students. So this is our mail call time. Each episode we take questions from the audience. Remember, if you'd like to put a question out there, you can put it on any of our social media platforms on the HC CrossTalk. This week, our CrossTalk mail call is coming into Mr. Hammerstrom, and you talked about this a little bit already, but this is the question, and maybe you can elaborate. You mentioned that one of the things that we are seeing nationally, and that's not just at Holy Cross, is that there for a while we were running over 90% of our students, sometimes as high as 98% of our students were going to a 4-year college, traditional college or university. And we know nationally that percentage is going down for a lot of reasons. But and this interest, this kind of rebirth interest into skilled trade, which is an important part of our economy, has seen an influx. And so, you know, some people say are we a college prep school? Even if we are starting to see that some of our students aren't going on to college, they're going into things like skilled trade. So the question is, you know, we just did this Kentucky Goes to College Week. We had all of our students, every single senior applied to a college. Some of our seniors are not going to go to that traditional four-year college. Why would you say that college credit is still important and applying for college is still important, especially if they're going into a skilled trade?
Yeah, I think, you know, it's just keeping those opportunities open. And you'd be amazed at the students that are dead set on something in September, and by the time January rolls around, their mind changes. And, you know, life is all about kind of adjusting and getting, you know, the most that you want out of it. But giving the students a week of like really intentional work with their teachers and their GAB advisors, of talking to them about, you know, these are the options if you do apply to school, something like JCTC or U of L, like we're still able to get a great education and pursue something that will help you out in the long run. And it's not always about the short-term goal. It's kind of thinking, you know, it's hard to think 5 years ahead, especially if you're a senior, but you kind of need to. And this week we kind of help them out, and we give them that ability to kind of, you know, plot it out, think ahead. And even the students that aren't going to a four-year university, over the last 4 years, we're about 70% of our students on average, if we look at the four, will go to a four-year university. And then we have about another 20 to 22 that are in that 2-year associate or skilled trade kind of group. And I think that's, you know, it's a great thing for us. We are accommodating of our community. That's the community that we serve. And I think that's really important, that we don't alienate those groups or feel like they're still not valued to the educational process. They still have a lot to add, especially in our classrooms here. And, you know, there's nothing better than having a student that graduated in 2020 that I saw at the football game last weekend talking to me about, you know, he's in HVAC and just killing it and having a great time and enjoying what he does. And I'm like, you know, I couldn't have wished for anything better for you. Like that's our goal. So getting those moments, that's what it's all about. And that dual credit part, it just kind of shows them what they can do. And you'd be amazed at what those credits will help you out with, even in that educational component of the skilled trade.
Right. I think one of the things that we try to be at Holy Cross, which, you know, is always a challenge, is to be all things to all people. And, you know, so yes, we are a college preparatory school, and we will continue to be that, and that every student is prepared from an academic standpoint to go to a 4-year college if they choose. And if they don't, we're going to move them into whatever they need. But also, you know, there's been times that, you know, like you said, you know, what I thought I was going to do when I was 17, I didn't think I would be doing this. Yep. But I think it's that recognition that we give them the best foundation possible so they can have every choice in life. And having 12 hours of college credit going on to do anything, you kind of got that foundation. 3 years from now, they may say, you know what, I think I'm going to go back and finish my associate degree because I want to do this. Right. Oh, that's right. I have 12 hours of credit already. I mean, that's just an opportunity that we can't, and especially because it's free. Right. You know, it was free. So great question. Next week on our podcast, we are going to have 2 Holy Cross freshmen. And so if you have questions for Holy Cross freshmen, you can put them on all of our different Holy Cross CrossTalk social media platforms. So remember, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're on X, all at HC CrossTalk. So if you have a question for Holy Cross freshmen, post it there, and you might be chosen as somebody on our mail call. So our personal item, this is our last segment on every podcast, and we ask our guests to think about a personal item that they believe represents not only the Holy Cross community, but also kind of their piece of the Holy Cross community. So Principal Barz, why don't you talk a little bit about what you brought and why this represents the Holy Cross spirit?
So I brought in a little wood block, I guess, and it says, be who God meant you to be, and you will set the world on fire. And so for me, this represents Holy Cross, because I believe that here we pave a path for our students with God in mind. So we try to teach our students, be who God intended you to be, and God has a plan for you. So we just try to assist our students with getting them there. And we hope that once they do get there, they keep God close to their heart. They walk with Jesus while they go. So for me, this was, faith, family, and friends. That's what high school is all about. So
awesome. Thanks.
Yeah.
So Ms. Principal Barz is going to put that up on the shelf for our set. As you can see, a lot of the other items that our previous two podcast guests have had. Mr. Hammerstrom, would you bring and tell us why?
I'm a big book guy. It was a tough choice.
Which is unusual for a math guy, a math science guy.
Well, because I need to work and make sure that my reading comprehension is up to par. But I brought the book, The Coffee Bean. And the reason that I chose this book, I actually read it to all my students every year. In some way, shape, or form. It kind of depends on the time of the year when I feel like it's appropriate. But it is, no spoilers, but it is all about how coffee beans change the environment that they're in, and they don't let the environment change them. So try to communicate to my students. We also had Todd Crumbacker, former graduate. They came back to talk last year at our senior signing day, which happens the 1st of May. And by just coincidence, we hadn't discussed it, but he also suggested this for our seniors and passed it out for them to read. So it was a cool little connection piece for us. It's a book that means a lot to me, and I think my students enjoy it as well.
Awesome. So I'm going to enjoy seeing it on our set.
I'll get another copy, don't worry.
Awesome. Well, thanks. Yeah, I love little tidbits, bits like that for the kids, are things that they will remember forever. So, well, here's my takeaways for this week. Each week I kind of give some takeaways. One is the success of the Kentucky Goes to College week. I think all of us can agree that it was one of our most successful, over 200 applications. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but with a class of 50 seniors, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot for a school our size. And so congratulations to everybody involved in that. I think college credit is another takeaway, how we really make sure that people are utilizing those free hours, but also giving them some, making them understand the value of that, regardless if they're going on to that. And a lot of it, I think, too, my third takeaway is just, how much that college planning process has changed. And I think about my time here at Holy Cross as a student. And not that I think that was just the way the world was, is that the school really kind of left it up to the student, whatever you want to do, but you kind of did it on your own. Mm-hmm. And how much assistance we give to kids now and to families, which I'm very proud of. And these two people, you guys right here, are the reason why we're so successful. I thank you so much for the tireless work that you do with our families to kind of walk them through that process of what's next. Our parents trust us immensely, and it's because they know that you all have their kids' best interest at heart. So, we all navigated the college process. You can see we're wearing our undergrad stuff. Mr. Hammerstrom from University of Louisville, Miss Barz from UK. I feel like I'm in the middle in terms of the rivalry.
Red
and then
blue, yeah,
Ole Miss in the middle. I mean, we kind of coordinated this really well. So we want our kids to, if college is the thing that they want to do, have every tool available to them and every assistance. So that's why we continue to do what we do. So thank you all for being here today on episode 3.
Thank you.
Yes. And next week, as I mentioned in our 4th episode of CrossTalk, we will have 2 Holy Cross freshmen with us. And don't forget, if you have a question for them, post it on social media. And don't forget, you can also listen to CrossTalk on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Samsung, and Podchaser. So if you are a listener kind of person and don't like to watch the video piece of the podcast, just plug us in on those podcast channels and you can hear us each week. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.